welcome back to StoneMagpie. Thanks for joining me today, and thank you to my subscribers. I get a real thrill for everybody that does subscribe, and I really do appreciate it. If you've not done so yet, then please click the subscribe button and ding the bell for notifications of when I post my videos. Here we are at layer 5. If you've not caught my previous 2 videos, I'm going to link them on the screen around here somewhere, hopefully, and you can watch those 2 first. So what you can see before me is layer 5 with the waterfalls and the background of the trees. So when I left you last time, we'd just completed layer 4. Right, so what I need to do now is actually put this on to the rest of the picture. Let me just pull it along. Ooh, so there we are. That's where we're up to now. I'm sorry I can't get a full shot. Let me try lifting my camera a bit more. Ooh. Let's see. Sorry for wiggling. Ooh, and wobbling. Wiggling, wobbling. Oh dear me. Right. There we go. That might give you a bit of a better view. Okay, so what we need to do now is actually attach layer 5 to the top of here, and then that will be the effect there. So I'm going to pop some pads on the back, just turn this over, and again I'm not using the mesh because I need a bit of wiggle room with this. I might add a bit more on once it's in place, just to hold it firmly. But as you know, it's a nightmare if it doesn't sit in the right place and we can't get it off. In fact, if I do pads around the waterfall, then I may just add some tape again in the corners and up here. So I'll pop some pads on the tree tops. So I'm literally just doing the tree tops and the waterfall at this point. And then I'll put the stronger tape on down the sides. I do like to use that strong tape in places, but I've got to make sure that I'm happy where it sits. So we'll just take the sticky tabs off, tops of the pads. It's sticking to the table a little bit because it's got an extra layer of sticky at the sides, you know, when you have your overlap onto the edge. So if you can hear it sticking to the table, that's why. Push it down a bit. Okay, not long now. It's worth just getting a nice few on to hold it in the 3D position. Bit of support underneath. Okay, I'll just get rid of those bits of paper, bring my picture back into shot for you. Okay, and here we go. Going to start just flopping it on. That's the new technical term. Flopping it on into place. So I want to layer up, make sure that the waterfalls are correct. And we can't see any of the codes underneath. And then I'll bring that bit forward, that bit to the back in a minute, up to the tree level to get these straight. Now I've kept the wibbly bits on now because I have got a few with little diamonds on here and there to poke through the next layer. So So I'm just going to sit this on. I think that's not bad. It's got a bit of a wiggle at the top, but I think if I spread it out, it's going to affect the bottom. It just takes, as I say, a little bit of placing down this when you're popping it on. Oh, I've got a big wiggle now. Maybe I've put those a bit too high. Try that again. This is why doing that tape would have been a bad idea, because I have to keep repositioning until I'm happy with where it is. So they kind of want, I'm just looking at this join here, gosh, and I want them to sit sort of together here, so they look like one layer pretty much. That's what I'm trying to achieve there. I mean, it doesn't matter if this sits slightly proud. Okay, let's see. That looks better actually. Right, I think I'm happy. Sorry about that squeaking. I don't know what's under this picture to make it squeak. Right, before I add any more on, I'm going to get layer 6. Layer 6, right. Ooh. And I'm just going to flop it over the top just to see if that is in a good place. Do you know, I think it is. I've got what I might do here with this floppy bit is I might just squeeze it together a bit and do my trick that I did with the trees in the background. If you remember, we sort of cheated a little bit, as it were, with those and cut them into pieces. So yeah, I think that would be good there. I am considering whether to cut a bit more of the twiddly bits off this background piece where there are no diamonds. I think I'm going to do that, just to make that final layer a little bit easier to place. So I'm going to gently lift this layer and cut around. If you remember, we did that on the previous layers. There's a bit of the background come off there, that's fine. Now on this side we have a few little dotty bits of diamonds, so I don't really want to interfere with those. I've just seen I've got diamonds here that relate to that. So I'm going to lift this off again, just pop it to the side a little bit and just cut this back a bit as well, because we don't actually need this side bit. It just complicates the next layer, that bit. So let's just get rid of that. And let's have another look. Pop it back into place. I'm going to squeeze the sides together, I think. Just going to squeeze them a bit and have a little bit of a see with the next layer. So as I say, we just need a little bit of play in it. So I'm going to leave that bit floppy. I could always chop that bit off before the next layer comes in. And let's see if that looks any better. Okay, so that bit needs to fill in here. We can pop that down, so that's fine. And then as long as the blue shows through the trees here, I'm happy. So I'm thinking this trunk, on layer 4, I still need to cut back a bit of that trunk. Now remove all of this. And just trim down this, because I think it's making it, it's making it where you can see too much. I'm not happy with how much of that you can see. I think as you get to the final layers, you'll probably end up fiddling like I am now, if you've done such a complicated design, which if you're not as mad as me, you won't have attempted. I'm going to be uploading the tutorial very soon, and I've chosen a much simpler design for that. So do watch out, and it'll give you a step-by-step tutorial. Right, so I've cut that way back now, so it'll allow for much more play. I'm hoping my head isn't in shot. There we go. Right, let's get this layer back. Lining up the waterfalls. There's the head. Press down gently. Move up to the trees. Okay. What I might do is lay that here. What I'm trying to do is see the edge here is matching the edge here, just to create that frame. And it doesn't matter that that's gapping, because the next layer is going to go on the top. I've still got quite a lot of play here, but we'll see what level 6 looks like on the top. Okay, that looks much better down this side. I'm much happier about that. Now let's see about the trees. Okay, that would look good there, and that definitely comes in like that. So my thought is, do I chop those off? Going to ponder that for a minute. Do you know, I'm going to have a think about it and I'll come back in a minute. Right, I've had a think and I've decided I'm going to cut off this bit here. Bit drastic, I know, but we don't need it. So that's gone, which means that this has more opportunity now. And I'm going to lift that obviously up a bit. It's still curling, so. Do you know what? I'm going to place this on and I'm going to see what happens at this point. So, just put this to the side. Now with layer 6, what I've done is I ordered the frame, so I know what size frame I've got, and I needed a bit more width on the side, so I've put not many but a few more diamonds down the side and extended this just by adding a bit more paper onto the back. And you'll see once I start framing why I've done that. Okay, so what do we do here? Let's pop some pads on the back. Again, I'll use the small, well, the medium size pads down the side of every bit, because I will go back and use the strong tape if I need to. I'm going to leave this middle bit because I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about that yet. So this project is just one lovely surprise after another, isn't it? Oh dear. Right, down this side now. And of course this is the final layer, so it's got to have some strength in it to hold. It's like the frame of it, if you like, the frame of the picture. So I've put quite a few on, so now you're going to have to watch me take all of the tops off. I think because I did such a complicated design to begin with, because it is an experiment, I think I've made it look a lot more difficult. Well, it has been tricky, to be fair. It has been tricky in parts, but because it's the first one ever, it's been a lot of trial and error. So I'm sure by the time I've done the tutorial and simplified it a bit, it will feel a lot more doable. And believe you me, if I can do it, anybody can do it. So don't lose faith and confidence in yourselves because of my trials with this project. And I am on Facebook. I've got a StoneMagpie Facebook page, and I'm always willing to help if you need a bit of advice, etc. You can contact me through there. So, right, I'll get the picture back. And let's see. I'm going to start up at the trees this time. And just get these into place first. Okay, definitely has okay, so it's all laying really well apart from this bit here. So I'm thinking if I'm debating whether just to cut out a little bit of that. I might cut a slit in it. And we can fold it over and see how that sits instead. And it already looks a lot better. We might lose a little bit of the... We've lost about 3 diamonds there, but I don't think it affects the design whatsoever. So I'll just get some sticky tape and stick that down. Oh dear me, dear me. I'm all fingers and thumbs today. lift it up and stick it down, it's probably easier. Okay, I'm going to put a pad underneath there as well now to support that. There we go. Phew, there. All in place, all the way down. So all I've got left to do now really is to, in fact I need a bit of support at the bottom as well. A bit more support I think here, just make sure that's all in place. I'm even thinking of double padding, just if I can double pad and lift it slightly higher, it might create even more of a 3D effect. So I'll just turn them over like this. Whether I do it with the trees, I don't know. So I'm just sticking another pad on the top of the ones I've already got on, just to lift it a bit higher. Being the frame and the last layer might look really effective. In fact, you know what, I'm going to take it off and do it. Make sure I get them all. Again, I'm not sure if I'll do the trees yet, so right. So I've done these ones. Checking with my finger whether they've got another one on. So I'm going to do the tree trunks, but I'm going to stop at the branches. Okay. Then I've got another couple of pads on at the bottom of this picture, you can see there. I just need to also do a double layer on. Now actually I'm just wondering about that bottom bit. Yes, no, that should be fine, because when I get the frame, I'm not sure how much I'll have to at the bottom to play with. Okay, so now I'm just taking off these sticky tops again. So bear with me one moment if you don't mind. Let's see if this works. We've not done a double layer yet on this picture, so it might be interesting for you as well to see that. I know you can't see what I'm doing at the moment, so when I say see that, I mean once I've taken all the tops off. Sorry, I've gone quiet again while I do this. Not long now, 2 more. Right, now stay with me, hold your breath while we try this idea now. Double layering. So, as I said, the trees will keep as one layer. And then we'll have these as double layers. See if the 3D effect is. I don't know if you can see that at home, but the 3D effect is definitely more pronounced with the double layer for the last ones. Smoothing those out a bit more. And I don't think it matters that we've only got one on here. I'm just going to play with these a bit more. Because I think what's happened is it's moved those. Let's bring those down a bit more. Oh, there's a lot of play on this one. Don't want any white showing. If I did do double layers, what would that be like? Might be okay. All right, let's try it. It's just not sitting brilliantly now I've done that and not the top, so. We'll have a go. I'm hoping we can't see the pads through when it's slightly higher. I was hoping I might get that one off. It's a bit close to the edge. And if I lift it, I think we will see it. Come on now. Got to be careful because we don't want to see any of it through the blue either. Right. This bit might not work. I'll have a go. See if we can see the pads with them being cutouts. Then again, it might work beautifully and we'll have learnt a new trick. Right, get these in place. What do you think? I think it works actually. I don't think we can see the pads and anything like that. Oh, yes, it did work. And now we've got it beautifully stood on end. Did I put another one there? I didn't. So, oops. Let's see. Ta-da. Now what I will need to do is put some at the side as well so that they're not flopping down and showing the underneath layers. I'm just looking a bit more overhead to make sure that the placements are as good as they can be. Right. So what I'm going to do off camera now, I'm going to put some double pads down the side here to support these sides, and I'll come back in a minute.